everyone and welcome back to my channel. As you know, last week I lost £3 and because I didn't stay this week at group, I got the Slimmer of the Week certificate, so I'll put that little shiny sticker on my book. Now, as you know, it was Rob's 30th this week on Thursday, and basically I haven't stuck to plan whatsoever. I've eaten crap all week, and you know what? I've enjoyed it. If you can't do that on a special occasion like that, then when can you do it? On Saturday I got weighed, lost £3. I was absolutely chuffed with that. Really, really chuffed. Got Slimmer of the Week, and I had my treat at night, as I always do, and as I always have done throughout this journey. And then we went away to London for a couple of nights. So we stayed in London Monday night and Tuesday night, and we came back Wednesday. So on Monday we travelled down there and we got the tube into London, and we got into London about 5 o'clock. We stayed in a place called Chiswick, so it was like a 15-minute walk to the tube, on the tube into London. So the hotel was fab. The walk down to the tube was nice as well, because it's a really nice area, like houses that look nice, got nice gardens, nice front doors, and I like stuff like that. It had some really nice looking charity shops, but on the way back one evening, I did have a quick look through the window, and there was like a pair of shoes for 60 quid, and I thought, not sure. And there were like something else that were £30 and another one. So anyway, I didn't get around to looking in them. On the Monday night, so from 5 till like 10, we got back about 10. We did Buckingham Palace, Hyde Park, Downing Street, like that area of Whitehall, and we got some tea, and then we came back on the tube and back to the hotel. And in that evening we did about 15,000 steps, which is pretty good. And then when we got up on the Tuesday, we got into London about lunchtime, and we went to Nando's in Covent Garden, and I stuck to plan. I actually didn't feel very well. I'm not sure why. I hadn't had anything to eat, and yeah, I don't know what it was, but I wasn't feeling great, so I was like eating my lunch dead slow. But I had an unplanned Nando's, so I had the butterfly chicken with no skin, plain side salad and spicy rice, and then I just had water with it. So yeah, that was on plan. And then we did London Eye. Now, what I did was I booked the tickets in the morning because I got a bit of a discount online, and I think it works out about £20 each, and you got like a 15-minute time slot. So I picked 3:15 because I thought you'll well have enough time and what have you. But that 3:15 isn't your time slot for getting in the eye. Basically, we got there about 2:30, sat on people watched for a bit and just chilled on a bench, and thought, well, we'll go over about 3ish, find out where we need to be. But actually, you needed to be at the back of the queue, which was like an hour and 20 minutes long. So yeah, I mean, there was people that were not very happy about that. But obviously when you've paid, it's just one of them things, and it soon went down. And we did the London Eye. And the funniest thing was, I could burst out laughing about it now. We'd gone round in the eye, and it said towards the end, please get ready to have your photo taken. You'll see markers on the floor where there's footprints. Please gather in those areas. So like, I was looking round, and me and Rob got into this area, and there was like another couple and a lady. And it was one of them moments where you were like, all smiling, and like looking around thinking, where are we supposed to be looking? And it actually turned out that the camera was looking out, so we should have been looking out of the London Eye, and we were looking at the CCTV. So it was just one of them moments where the whole lot of people were like laughing, and it was one of them where later on in the day you just started laughing because it was so funny. You just remembered it. So that was a funny moment, and the picture was nice, but it was £20 for one. You had to wait for it, and yeah, so we didn't bother getting it, but it was a pretty good picture. And what we'd planned to do after that was to go on to like one of these open top buses and do like a sightseeing tour. Now, because we'd overrun, we were on the last minute, but we got to where we thought we should be to get this bus, and the bus came along and I put my arm out, but it didn't stop. So it was one of them. Well, it's going around it, so I started running after the bus. I must have looked like an absolute idiot because I think I almost got run over at one point. So I'm running, Rob's behind me running, and I could see it in the distance, and I thought, that's where the bus stop is. It just wasn't clearly stated on the advertisement. And unfortunately, as we got up to it, it set off. So I was like, oh, and I really wanted to do it. Anyway, we sat down for a little bit, and then it was probably about 15 minutes later, another one of these buses turned up, and it was kind of like, well, which bus is that? Because it's one of them where it picks up at one point and then it doesn't stop at any stops. It just returns you back to that stop. Now, on the front of it, it said Park Lane. So we went over and I said, are we able to get on this bus? And he was like, well, I've actually broke down. I was like, all right, okay. He said, I'm waiting for a replacement bus. And yeah, you'll have to get on the one tomorrow because the last one was at 5. So I was kind of like, oh, okay, no worries. And then the company that the bus was owned by, Rob works for them, and he basically knows all about fixing them. So he just said to me, oh, what's wrong with it? I work on them or what have you. And yeah, we got talking to him. He was proper friendly, proper nice. And he was like, let's get on the bus for free, get on it. But the thing is, you'll have to get off at Park Lane. So I was like, all right, cool. So we'll get on. Anyway, we gave him some money afterwards just as a tip. But it took us all the way around London. The only bit we had missed was like the Buckingham Palace area, which we had walked around anyway. So we got to see the Tower Bridge and everything. Yeah, there was loads of stuff we got to see on it. So I was really pleased about going on that. And then after that, we went to Harrods. So it dropped us off at Park Lane. We got on the tube, got off at Knightsbridge, and we went to Harrods. And that was quite an experience. It is huge. If you haven't been, I kind of thought, oh, it's not actually that big, but it was huge inside. And I think we only did like one level. And the funniest thing was, I noticed that they had a MAC counter, and I absolutely love the Velvet Teddy lipstick. I wear it every day, and I thought, well, I'll get one while I'm here. So we went over, and there was like a lady sat down having a bit of makeup put on her. There was someone in the queue, blah, 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 blah. So I was kind of like looking for one of the people that works there to get a lipstick to then go to the till. I thought, oh, I'm just going to queue up at the till and ask for one. So I was queuing up at the till, and I like looked to the side, and I thought, does he work here? And I thought, no, he don't work here, because I know who he is. He's famous. So I turned to Rob and I went, that's it, that guy. And it was one of the moments where I could not think who he was or what his name was. I knew he was a famous boxer. And it was Chris Eubank, Senior. So we're all like, I said, like, that's Chris Eubank. So I'm quite a big boxing fan, so's my dad. Rob is. We like to watch all the big boxing events and stuff. And obviously he is always with his son, who's a boxer. So I kind of said to Rob, I have to get a selfie with him. I'm going to have to ask him for a selfie. And anyway, he ended up wandering off with his partner. And I saw him later on in like the perfume bit. But yeah, he was talking to someone and we didn't get a chance to ask him for a selfie. It was kind of like not the right time. Anyway, I got chatting to the two girls on the MAC counter. And one of them was like, oh yeah, I was in Dubai with his sons or whatever, talking about that. And then the girl that had actually saved him said, oh, I don't even know who he was. And the other girl looked at me and said, did you know? I said, yeah, I realised who he was. Anyway, that was that. So we saw Chris Eubank. So obviously I took a sly pic of him and sent it to my dad. My dad couldn't work out who it was, but my mum could. Anyway, so that was that. We came out of there, some gorgeous cars outside of there. The people must have money. We came out of there and we headed back to the hotel. So it was quite good to get on a few different tubes on a few different lines for the experience and working out where you need to go, because it was our first time in London, so that was good. Yeah, so we had a really good time. On the Wednesday we had breakfast at the hotel, and I had an unplanned breakfast. I had 2 slices of toast, which is like wholemeal or brown, 2 poached eggs, beans, tomatoes and mushrooms. So I'd have had to allow some sins for like oil or whatever they use. On the Tuesday night there was a place, I think you call it gelato. So I got an ice cream from there, and it was chocolate and hazelnut. Oh my word. It was the best ice cream I have ever tasted. It was just so yummy. And the guy in the shop said it is a good one, this. And it said like award winning and stuff. So that was in Chiswick near the hotel. So I need to put them a review on the internet because it was yummy. And on the way back to the hotel, as we were walking through Chiswick, there was like a really nice place where people were sat outside eating, and Rob went, "Is that guy of Pointless?" So it was that, I think it's Richard Osman. And I heard him speak and I went, yeah, it's definitely him. So we saw him as well. So on the Wednesday, we headed home after breakfast, and I wanted to go to the Emma Bridgewater factory shop on the way home. So I picked up a couple of things from the second shop in there. Now, if you're into Emma Bridgewater, you'll get this, and if you're not, just skip along a little bit. So I got that one, which is just like a really nice bowl, and I thought it'd be perfect for like salads or whatever, or like curries. So I got that, and then I also got that one, by the way, was, I think it was $16.95. Yeah, it was. And then I got the scattered rolls. Now the scattered rolls was $14.95 from $19.95, but unfortunately I've noticed when I've got home that I've been charged $19.95, so I'm going to contact them and just see if I can get that money back. I might not, but hey ho. So I've been to weighing today, and let's face it, I knew it was going to be a big fat gain because I always gain big. So I weighed in, or shall I say I stepped onto the scales, and I'd put £6 on. So well deserved. 14 stone 3 I'm weighing in at, and you know what, this week I'm totally planned out. I am going to stick to it, and I'm going to get as much of that gain off as I possibly can. And like Rob said to me, don't dwell on it, because we enjoyed it and we had a week off work and we just ate what we wanted. But I was laughing with a girl in group because she hasn't been for a couple of weeks. She'd recently got to Target and she gained £12 in 2 weeks. So it was like, yeah, we were both saying we gained big, but we've done pretty well, haven't we? That's what we said. But she said, you don't drink, do you? And I said, no, can you imagine if I did? God. Anyway, whilst I was at group, I picked up this Get Set for Success. Now, I've had one of these before, but I think I'm just going to have a read through it and just for a bit of inspiration, really. And the other thing I got was they were passing this cookbook around. So it is Take 5, more than 60 sensational slimming world recipes using just 5 ingredients. So it looks like there's some really nice ingredients in there. So I'm going to have a good look through and hopefully find something to make for next week. The consultant's got a bit of a competition on where if you make something out of this book and you tag her in it on our private Slimming World group, she's entering you into a competition. I think it's for like a vegetable hamper or something like that. But I'd already planned out my meals. So yeah, I've done all my shopping today. So we're all sorted for the week. There's no excuses. Back to work on Monday. Get back into a routine. We've got work for 2 weeks. And then we are off for another week at the end of August when we go away for 3 nights. So let me know how you've got on this week. Give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.